What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So this is a video that I think a lot of people are going to get mad at, call me a sheep, this, that, the other. It is what it is, man. I wanna just tackle this whole moon landing hoax thing, man. This moon landing conspiracy hoax angle that a lot of people have. Now look, I'm not saying that I believe everything that is presented to me. I have my opinions about the O.J. Simpson thing, and I have my opinions about the JFK thing, the RFK thing. I have my opinions about 9/11. I have my opinions about a lot of different things. Alright? The moon landing, I've never doubted. I've never doubted that it occurred. And for some reason, there's a lot of people who just don't believe it ever occurred. Like it's a hoax, and that I know one theory is that it was filmed on a Hollywood set by Stanley Kubrick, or that or it was filmed at Area 51, whatever. And my thing is, where's the evidence to support that? Like, where's the evidence to support that is the angle? Like, that's what actually happened. I find it interesting that people will believe these theories, but yet they don't have any evidence to support that theory is correct. You don't want to believe the evidence that strongly support that it actually happened, but you have no evidence to support that it was filmed on a Hollywood set. And I understand the angle that, it feels good to be in the minority, be the contrarian, and, it shows that you woke. But in reality, everything is not a conspiracy. Everything isn't done to pull the wool over your eyes. Like, okay, it goes along with, well, how do we know Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points in the game? Did any of us witness the game? No. You got LeBron with these stupid ass theories that he's put out there that he's not getting a lot of flack for, but he's LeBron, so he can say whatever he want to say. But he doesn't believe the game ever happened. Why? Because it's not on film. So you have to trust the records. People attended this game. This is a game that was actually played. This is a game that was actually recorded. This is a game, well, when I say recorded, I mean recorded in the annals of history of the NBA. This is a game that was played by players that actually played in the game. The players that played the game were known by their family members to have traveled to the game to play at Hershey, Pennsylvania. And this game happened on this night. It was watched by people there. It was actually watched by announcers or radio announcers who we have some surviving snippets of him scoring 100 points. But we don't question that. So why do we question that the moon landing happened? So you hear these theories. Why was the flag blowing in the wind if there's no wind on the moon? And there was no wind. The flag was purposely hung in a way on a pole, and then the pole bent at an angle to hold the top of the flag so that it would ripple and appear to be blowing in the wind, and it would support the flag so that it would hang. There was no wind where they were at. Then, they say, well, why aren't there any stars in the background? Why don't we see stars? And then you have to ask yourself, well, during the daytime, do we see stars in the sky? And you have to ask yourself something else. By the moon, in the nighttime, when you look at the moon, do you ever see any stars near the moon? The moon has the sunlight reflecting off of it, and it sort of obscures the view of stars from us watching it. Plus, when you look at the fact that it's a very low quality video feed they were using. I forgot the name of it, but it was a very low quality video feed that they were using. So you wouldn't have probably seen stars any damn way if they were somewhere else they were visible. The picture quality was terrible. And then even when they had the restored video, the initial explanation I gave, the light reflecting off of the moon would obscure the view of stars anyway. But they saw the stars. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin and what was the other one? Michael Collins? They saw the stars, but you can't see it on video. And then, I read 400,000 people that were employed by NASA that helped to plan and orchestrate this whole thing. All of them are part of this conspiracy. All of them are lying. It kind of reminds me of the thing where you got these channels questioning whether Wilt Chamberlain was strong. I just think it's a conspiracy. Why? Why is it a conspiracy? Well, a guy that's thin and skinny. Yeah, when you're looking at footage of him from high school and college, not from the 70s, when he bulked up and was 300-something pounds. Well, I just don't think a guy that tall. Who gives a fuck what you think? Who cares what you think? But you don't have a problem thinking that Shaq could bench press that. Shaq's 7 feet tall. We just been conditioned to think that bodybuilders have to be these big, wide, hulking motherfuckers. I've seen people who are relatively smallish but are freakishly strong. But anyway, getting back to the point of this. I don't understand why people have such a hard time believing that the United States was able to put a man on the moon in 1969, right? But nobody ever questions that John Glenn was in orbit, in space technically in 1962? Wasn't he the first American to go into space, John Glenn? Nobody questions that. I think Alan Shepard was the first man in 1961 American astronaut to go into the stratosphere, which is technically space. And I think John Glenn went further as far as orbiting the Earth or something like that. I used to know all this by heart. But nobody questioned that. Nobody questions the moon landing in 1972. But for some reason, people question this one. And I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. And everything that people bring up can be explained with science. But then again, a lot of people who believe in these conspiracy theories don't really have a grasp of science. Now, like I said, I know this video will piss a lot of people off. You're going to call me a sheep and all that. I don't really give a shit. But anyway, today was the 54th anniversary of the moon landing. And I think Michael Collins, I think that was the third, let me see. I think Michael Collins was the third astronaut, right? Yeah. He passed away in 2021. He was 90. I remember that now. He was 90. Neil Armstrong, I think he passed in 2012. And I think he was 82. Yeah. He was 82. As a matter of fact, he had turned 82 20 days prior. And the only survivor is Buzz Aldrin. And I think Buzz is like 93. Trying to find how old he is. Yeah. He's 93. As a matter of fact, he just got married earlier this year. So, yeah, I just want to put this out there, man. Like I said, this is just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but I just find the hoax thing, the hoax angle really... Matter of fact, I honestly believe a lot of people just go with it because it's trendy and anti-government, anti-authoritarian type mindset, and it fit perfectly with the thought processes of the government in the 70s and into the 80s. Everything, don't trust the government, don't trust anything, everything's an illusion, everything's a hoax. So it fits into that mindset. But the problem is when you do that too often, I think that you're starting to set yourself up to be seen as just as bad as someone who blindly believes everything that the government tells them. Because then you start losing credibility. Because, for one, you know what I'm saying, I used to make fun of this with people who always accuse Obama of things, or Trump, or Bush, or Biden. You got to make up your mind about whether he's an evil villain or he's a bumbling moron just taking orders from those who really run things. You know what I'm saying? Like with Obama, some people try to make him out be this Machiavellian evil genius, or is he Barney Fife? Whatever the conspiracy is, that's the role that he's playing. So anyway, that's all I got to say about it.